Into today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. We have with us Angela House is in the house, and we're going to have a great time today talking about how to become a public speaker. We're going to be deep diving into that today. How are you, Angela?
I am absolutely fabulous today. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you on. And I was so intrigued by the topic and reading and learning more about you. Where are you located?
I live just south of Atlanta. So I tell everybody Atlanta, but I live in a town called Hampton, Georgia.
Okay.
Which is just south of Atlanta, maybe 25 minutes from downtown Atlanta.
Wow. Now, does anybody ever tell you that you remind them of some celebrity person?
When I was younger, people used to say Diane Carroll, but I never really saw that, but not really.
Gladys Knight, nobody ever said that either?
I've heard that once or twice.
Okay, I was gonna say, what, girl? Please, you can go and be doing some kind of impression, like ride the midnight train to Georgia, all of that.
That's one of my favorite songs too.
Well, we know another favorite that we were just jamming to backstage.
Yes,
y'all could have seen us with our shenanigans happening backstage. We were
right.
going, hey,
yeah, we had a little Aretha and a little respect going on.
A little bit of respect. How many of you all want just a little teeny bit of respect?
That's right.
But I can tell you that being a public speaker and being able to use your gifts and your talents may earn you some respect, may not, but guess what? You'll definitely be salting this thing that we call Earth, So grab your virtual seats and let me know where you're visiting in from. Share the broadcast. You don't want anybody to miss any part of today's discussion. Let's see. I see you, Dennis, coming into the studio audience. Much love to you as well. And definitely, everyone, grab your seats and type in the comment section where you're visiting in from as well. And take some notes because there are going to be some words of wisdom imparted to you today, and you don't want to miss a second of it. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And then we're going to get into our discussion with Angela House. We'll be right back.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter and Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone, we're back and we are talking today with certified master coach who has a focus in definitely working with public speakers. And she has two companies that she owns, which is Created to Win Coaching and the Speaker's House Incubator. Her focus there is to help others find their purpose and maximize their potential. Welcome, Angela House, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here.
Well, I know that Dr. Nikki actually referred you, and I didn't even tag her or anything. So hopefully she knows. I'll go ahead and pop her in and say something.
She's probably she's there somewhere.
She'll be in somewhere, I'm sure. But she's always referring some great people to the Kim Jacobs Show, and I want to thank her. But I guess I want to thank her when she's actually on too, so she'll know I am definitely there. She is. Okay. I just want to make sure that I let you know, Dr. Nikki Ziegler, that we see you. We see everything that you do out here in these streets, as people say. We definitely want to honor and celebrate you and thank you for just allowing women entrepreneurs and herbassadors, is what you actually call them, to be highlighted and featured, especially with it being Women's Month this month. What an honor and a privilege to have this woman here gracing us with her presence. So, Angela, I thought, a great place to start would be to just talk about your name alone, because I found this on your social media page.
Okay, so my name is Angela House. So naturally, the Speaker's House Incubator was a play on my last name. Created to Win came from the fact that we don't always know our purpose in life. And I grew up in the church, and I never thought about anything being a gift or a talent, Old Baptist church. But I got tied up in life, and I started living life, and I guess at that point was my gifts and talents, but I used it for other people. I've been in business for well over 30 years.
You look amazing. Amazing.
And I love it. I love what I do. And I've always been really customer service centric, focused, working with business processes. And I love it. And I've been friends with Dr. Nikki Ziegler for years, too many years. Like two of her children are my godchildren, and her older two children think I'm their godmother. So we've been friends for a long time, and she's prodded me through the years. You need to start your own business. I'm like, no, that's your thing. I'm not.
Right.
And she was like, da. So, I got to the point later in life, children grown, grandchildren, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
And she started the Herpreneur Network. And when she started it and she was giving me the background on what she wanted to do, she's telling me it's all about these women. The first thing I said to her is, I can't help you. I'm not doing this. I don't do women. We can't.
You don't do women? Okay.
I was like, we can't get together. We don't act right when we get together.
Oh my God.
She was like, that's why I need you here to help me keep us aligned.
That's right.
And it's been a terrific 3 years. And within that, I've come to find myself. Created to Win. God actually gave this to me. I think it was 2014. Okay. And I started a Facebook page that said Project Created to Win. Never did anything with it. 2 friends said, great name. Didn't even know where it came from. But as I got more involved and we started talking about business, and I started out I wanted to do startup businesses for people. Okay. Because there's a lot of things that we don't know. And one of the things that I noticed is that people get involved for the wrong reasons. Right. They get involved because their friend is doing it, or Sally's making money. But you don't know the journey that those folks went through to be successful.
That's right.
And you're not prepared and ready for that journey, because when you hit that pitfall, you're ready to stop. And then you're saying, I'm a failure. It's not that you're a failure. That wasn't your journey. And you weren't ready to understand that pothole that you hit was on your highway to your success.
That's right.
So I wanted to do startup businesses with people under Created to Win, because my focus is find the right business. So before you come to me and say, I want to develop glass roses.
Right.
We're going to sit down and we're going to do an assessment of you.
Good.
I tell you, go to your friends, go to your family, and be honest with yourself. And 9, maybe not 9, let's say 7 out of 10 times, it's not the glass rose that you even need to be focusing on. It's something entirely different. Your gifts and your talents are your passion. Passions are tied, in my opinion, to your destiny and purpose. God gives us all individual talents.
All of us.
Either we use them for our purpose to reach our destiny, or we misuse them.
Yeah. But so they get used regardless.
Yes.
For sure. Dr. Lotus Richey is on too. She said, hello, Miss Angela House is definitely in the house. You definitely in the house. Let me go back for a second. And your name, according to what you have put on Facebook, says it means stubbornly independent. So you're stubbornly independent.
That's
love your family.
Yeah.
Hate narcissistic people. Gentle side is that you give with all of your heart, and never, ever underestimate Angela's silence, because you'll be fooled if you think that her being silent means something that it really doesn't. And her motto is, they told me I couldn't, so I did it twice.
Yes.
This sums you up?
That sums me up. And it was so funny because it was a little game and I was like, I can't even argue with what came up that time. Sometimes they're really, really on point.
Yeah.
And I am stubbornly independent. I'm tenacious about what it is that I believe in.
Me too.
You know, and some people say that that's being stubborn, but I'm not dependent. If it's something that I feel that is part of something I'm supposed to accomplish,
Right.
I can have 5 partners. If these 5 partners are saying, well, this is not what we can do, well, I understand that. You do your thing because I'm doing this because this is what I feel. And at this point, I know that it's God telling me, this is what I got you to do.
That's the point. And it's not
That's
that
the
you're
point.
necessarily kicking against the pricks or anything, but you know, we all know that we have that thing that God is putting on the inside of us, that if we keep just waiting until everybody else is in agreement or you're doing it the way somebody else wants you to always do it,
you missed the prize. You missed the prize.
That's insane. You cannot, we cannot let that happen. Not
Absolutely.
me, you, or anybody else that's watching.
Yeah.
Don't miss the mark.
Yeah,
Don't
you
miss
will miss
the mark.
that mark if you do that. So I guess that makes me stubbornly independent. Everybody knows my family. I love my family. I don't even care if I'm not talking to them. Let them need me. Let something happen. Here I come rolling in because family is family.
Yes.
You know, and I grew up in a family. I mean, the pandemic has kind of stopped us, but we have family reunions with 200 and 300 people in attendance. You know, it's not like 50 of us. I mean, we roll deep. We call it
rolling deep.
We call it Cat L Strong because that's my family name for my great grandmother.
Okay.
So, you know, we call it deep. So everybody knows that. I don't have time for narcissistic people. I'm not going to waste my energy with them at all. But you can't tell me that I can't do something. Because God gives us the wherewithal to do anything that he wants us to do with success. We can even do things he doesn't want us to do. But when you got God in front of you and he's on your side, you can't fail. And that's where Created to Win came from.
That's right.
Because the name came to me. I wasn't sure what it was about, but I know now that it came from Genesis. God gave us dominion and power of everything on the earth. And in Luke, he said that we had the authority to stand on the enemy's head. You can't lose. Right. You can't lose. So that's where Created to Win came from.
That's good. I see you saying, Dr. Lotus Rashay, she said, hey, y'all, hit the hearts and do thumbs up and give some analytical love is what she said out there in the streets of the Kim Jacobs Show world. Make sure you all hit those likes and share the broadcast. I am grateful for your name because when I actually read about your name, I actually could have just put my name in there as well. I have to now go back and learn more about my own name because everything you said, it was just like, oh, that's Kim too. Oh, that's Kim. That could be Kim because there's a lot of different.
We found out this morning you're my soul sister with that red because you got on my absolutely favorite color. So we're good.
Oh, you have on one of my favorite colors too. So I love red. I love purple. I wear black a lot. So all of these different colors. I love it. I love it. All right. So let's see. Other comments. God always has a plan for you. Dr. Joe Harris is in the house. Yes. Don't miss the mark. You're right. You're right, Dr. Joe. Yes. Hello, beautiful queens. Hello to you, queen.
Hello, Dr. Joe. That's my friend and buddy right there.
Let's connect with Miss Angela House. Yes. Now, here's a way that you can connect with her and through her social media is to put Created 2 Win Coaching. Created to Win Coaching.com is how you'll stay connected with Angela House. And today we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time, through her message of being able to inspire people to pursue their passions and use their gifts and talents while you're here on this earth. Absolutely. We want to thank our episode sponsor, which is attorney Hunter Everidge Law Firm. And they are in the Alabama, Richmond, and the Carolinas area. So make sure you give them a call if you're dealing with disability or if you're dealing with any type of workers' compensation, wrongful death of a loved one. 704-251-2945. We also have another episode sponsor, which is Silver Shield Security. You can reach them at silvershield-security.com. We're going to hear from them now. When we come back, I want to hear how you transition from being in corporate America for 20 years and you transitioned. What made you do that? We'll be right back after this break.
Sounds good.
I have peace of mind with Silver Shield Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment, a home, or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code #ToneX and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe.
All right, everyone, we're here talking with Angela House today, and she is a certified master coach owning 2 businesses, but she transitioned after being in corporate America for about 20 years. So talk to us about that.
Well, it's a little bit more than 20 years, and I haven't done exactly the full transition.
Oh, okay.
I still have I work for one of the best companies in the world.
Okay, that's good to know.
It's an international company. They know that I'm a certified master coach. They are supportive of what I do, but it's really blended well for me.
Oh, well, let's talk about it from that perspective then. So since you're still there, you're not retired or anything, which is amazing and that's wonderful. One thing that I hear you saying is that it's not a secret from your company. They support you, they endorse you, they love you, and they value what you still bring in other areas of your life.
I'm not conflicting with what we're doing, and it is a software company, and I'm not doing software, so we don't have any conflict. My work is getting done. I'm not, one of the things that we do is we try to work during our working hours at work, and that's a big no. I don't do that.
I appreciate you saying that.
I don't do that. My time is my time, so I balance out my day. I balance out my evening. So most of the time, my evening is when I'm doing my coaching and when I'm doing my speaking, because most of the people that I get are newbies. They are people that want to start a business. They're still working their job. They're trying to find that cozy place in the middle where they can start. So it's in the evenings. Same thing with people that are doing public speaking. The first thing I always encourage them to do is take a public speaking class.
Good.
And I partner with Dr. Nikki at Delight Christian College. So she has a great public speaking class that people take. And you can follow up with me in the Speakers House Incubator. That website will be coming up soon.
Good.
And I have to laugh about the speaker. I have talked all my life. When I went to elementary school, there used to be a thing called citizenship.
Right.
Straight A's. We always had that C, sometimes that D+ when it came to citizenship. I never understood that my talking was a gift. So as I got older, I'm always the first to speak out, even at work. If you want a presentation done, I'm going to volunteer. Right. It was just natural. In church, I was in the drama team. It's always been natural for me. I think the pandemic brought it to my attention that it's actually an avenue of income.
I think it did the same thing for me too, because same exact thing that you're saying.
It made me look at things differently. Right. Your job doesn't always have to be a 9 to 5. It also let me know your job doesn't mean that you have to invest millions of dollars to start up a job. You don't have to have a brick and mortar. You don't have to worry about paying rent. And that's a lot of the things that stop us from moving forward in a business.
So you say just like having a passion. Having a passion is what, when I was reading up about you more, I found out that you are really big on just having that initial passion to be able to become a public speaker. Why is that your thrust or your focal point?
Public speaking is something that people do every day and we don't even realize it. You go to a job interview. You're doing public speaking. You're trying to sell yourself. You work as a salesman. You're trying to sell yourself. You're an account executive where you're doing customer service. You're trying to keep that client's longevity with your company. You're selling yourself, but you're speaking. So to me, it's something that is an everyday common thing that we do, but we're missing the point of the value that it brings. Even if you don't want to become a public speaker, you need to increase not just your vocabulary, but your ability to speak in front of people.
That's good.
If you're going to do a presentation on something, put it together in a way that it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it has to be logical. Don't read things. You can't lose anybody quicker than if you're going to read something. Because if you've got a screen and you've got a video behind you and you're reading on paper what I can see on paper, I don't need you to read it to me. I can see it.
Right.
So to me, it was developing the skill set that you need to facilitate yourself as a public speaker.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the speech development. It's about being able to research your topic. You go to school, you write papers, you research. You
That's
want to
right.
speak to somebody, don't get up and stand in front of an audience off the top of your head unless it's something that you know forwards and backwards and try to deliver a speech. You need to make sure you understand the demographics of who it is that you're speaking to.
That's right.
You can't speak to an audience that is 55 plus the same way you're going to bring it to an audience that's 25.
Mm-mm.
You can give the same exact message. You just have to make sure that you're giving it with the proper lingo.
That's right.
You have to understand the stances of what it is that you're doing, your stance, how you look, how you captivate the audience. People, I went to a speech. The guy had a really good speech. He looked down, not necessarily at the paper, but he looked down the whole time. He didn't want to connect. You need to connect with the audience. Somebody says, one of the best things that you can do is visualize them in their underwear. That's funny. But it's not true, because if you try that, you're going to get distracted. You're going to
big time. Big time.
You're going to start to laugh if you see someone, you know, it's not conducive.
And it might not even be a funny moment in your conversation. Now you're
Right.
busting out laughing because you were
Right.
visualizing something you shouldn't even be visualizing anyway.
Exactly.
That's
So
funny.
Speaker House was born out of the need to make sure that people understood how to use public speaking to their advantage.
That's good.
It's about the techniques that you use, your speaker development, building your confidence. You've got some people that are shy, or at least they've been told all their life that they're shy. So that's embedded in their head. That may
Right.
not be true.
Whether they may not even be shy, but because they've been told that so long, it's just a part of how they operate.
I've got a friend, she's very quiet. Everybody says she's shy. I was like, no, she's not.
Mm-mm.
I know her. But that's me, and that's the relationship I have with her.
Right.
But if you asked her to say a speech, she's probably one of the most knowledgeable people that I know. She's not going to do it. She does it now.
Well,
Because-
that's a top fear in the world as
Right.
public speaking. People can get locked up in their throat, anxiety, sweating, pass out, you name it. It's all kinds of things that happen just because your memory gets a brain fog, all kinds of stuff, just because you're asked to say something to the public. And it does come easier for some people than others. And so you can't disregard that. But I do think that what you're offering is being able to practice and
Absolutely.
develop your craft, I think is necessary as well, if you know that that's a fear that you have.
And it's about developing your confidence.
Right.
A lot of it is just tied into your self-confidence. But your confidence is there if you are comfortable with what you're speaking on, number one. You've
Right.
done your research. There's techniques to everything. Yes,
Dr.
give some
Dr.
vision.
Joe said you bring out the best in everybody. So
She
when
took
I
my
look down,
class.
I'm looking at the comments here.
She took my class. But some of the things that I do, and I try to make it fun so that it's just not intense. You know, you come to my class, and let's say we're doing a group class. I'm going to tell everybody you got 5 minutes. Get off the line. When you come back in 5 minutes, I want a 2-minute speech. And then I don't give them topics that they can come back and talk about. I'll ask something crazy. What happened when you walked the dog this morning? Meeting the girl that sold the Girl Scout cookies. Something silly. And
They don't
And
know
I'm
in
like-
advance.
right, and I no notice in advance, and I make them record it, and we come back with their cell phones, and they can't say the speech. We play it the way you did it. But collectively as a group, we start to realize the things that we need to stop, the filler words.
That's good.
You know, we start to say, well, the speech was really good, but you were all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find that one person, one girl, I think I told her about a walk on the beach. When she finished, everybody felt the squishy sand between their toes. So when we come back, you've gotten to that point. So that's to help build your confidence. I tell everybody, get yourself a set of friends, honest friends.
Right.
Not the yes girl, not the whatever she says goes. Get your family, get your sisters.
That's right.
Your sister is probably one of your best critics.
Oh yeah. Any of your siblings are definitely going to be your critics because they're going to tell you like it is. It's like,
say your speech in front of them and let them come back and tell you what it was. Don't get mad with what they say. Write it down so that we can work on it when you come back. And if you don't have that ability, invest in a 1999 full-length mirror. Record yourself in your mirror.
Yep.
So it's just little things and techniques that I try to get people to do to get comfortable with what it is. And just learning how to facilitate and understand some speeches you're going to be more passionate about. Dr. Joe, you're going to talk about mental health all day long with Dr. Joe because she is the mental health guru.
Right. But that's because she's using her gifts and her talents.
Exactly. So you tie it into
customized.
Your talents. You tie it into your talents, and you, like I say, for me, everybody uses public speaking every single day. And then you take that and you make a business out of it. You become known, you start your interviews, you become an expert or a semi-expert in that vein that you are actually giving your speeches toward. And then that kind of ties into Created to Win, because then I won't help you get your business up and running.
Okay, so just breaking down these two businesses, the Speaker House Incubator is for you to help people craft and develop their speaking. And then Created to Win coaching is for them to now turn it into a business that they will operate and function utilizing your Created to Win coaching formula.
Exactly.
See, I could have been a representative.
I'm gonna let you be my advertising girl. You are on it.
Yeah, I'm like, I could have been an agent for you, right?
That's right.
This is some great stuff. Put any of the comments up that's coming in, Mackenzie, backstage, if you don't mind. Let me see some of these comments. Get these glasses for a second. Yes, okay. Lady Justine Hillier said, good morning. Good morning to you, Lady Justine. Coffee Conversations with Sandy. Yes, make sure you all check out Coffee Conversations with Sandy.
Yes, that's my other friend.
Yes, it's a great show as well. I really like how you exercise. That's too fast for me, Mackenzie. I can't read it. Okay. Exercise independence, Miss House. So she says he really likes how you exercise your independence. Oh, my mom is on. She was like, oh, hearts and love. And she just loves you. Good morning, Kim. Have the house lady in the house.
Thank you.
Any other kind? God always has a plan for you. Yes, he does. Dr. Joe, yes. Yes. Don't miss the mark. Okay. Lots of great comments coming in. You can keep them flowing. And also, most importantly, to share the broadcast and give people the opportunity to meet Angela House today. We're talking with certified master coach about how you can develop and cultivate your gifts and talents and not miss out on what God has for you. So when we come back, we're going to talk about that whole cliche of understanding your why. Now, a lot of times we hear that and people just kind of brush over it. I want to have a deep dive discussion with you about it when we come back, Angela, right after this break.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. Thank you.
Ghana has an approximately 1.7 million housing deficit. The Ghana Housing Project is marketing the ability of investors to support the housing crisis. Investors can purchase homes to relocate, a second home, or rent. Nonprofit and profit organizations can acquire a home for a family. With the recent economic growth in Ghana and the African continent, with an approximately 1.7 million housing deficit, Ghana looks to create a luxury affordable housing community to support the growing middle class with the help of Investa Group under the leadership of Dr. Owusu Kizito. Ghana was recently featured as a top 10 location in the world to retire. Investa Group has started developing in Accra and surrounding areas with a goal of up to 1 million homes, featuring affordable luxury 2 bedrooms starting at $51,000 and 3 bedrooms starting at $71,000. INVG, Investigroup, and Africa Development Movement are separate companies and do not have prior affiliations with each other. Africa Development Movement does not represent the buyer or the seller and is simply marketing the Ghana Housing Project initiative. INVG will work directly with buyers with the purchase of apartments in Ghana and investing in InvestiFund LP.
That's the Ghana Housing Project. To learn more about them, you can visit GhanaHousingProject.com, and you can either get dual citizenship yourself under this project, or you can also invest in housing that will be affordable for people that pay 12 to 24 months in advance. And so anyway, you definitely reach out and let them know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Talk to us, Angela, about the importance of why is important.
Your why is important because it's actually the driving force behind whatever it is that you're trying to do. It's your purpose, it's your belief. If it's that push that takes you through the failures, as we like to say. And failures to me are never a failure. They're just a pothole on your highway to success. I
love that theory. A pothole on your highway to success.
Exactly.
So it's like you're going, I can visualize that. You're like,
yeah, you get there, you get to that bump and you're kind of like, oh, what am I going to do? Maybe I'm not doing the wrong thing. So you got to understand, first and foremost, it's the faith that you have to have in everything. Because when you hit that bump, your faith has to jump in. And then you have to be strong in that faith, because you got over here that angel telling you, it's okay. You're going to go on. We're going to work it out. Just keep praying. And over here, you're going to have that little guy with that little pitchfork over there talk about, I told you couldn't do that. You done wasted all this money. He's going to give you 99 reasons why you can't move forward.
That's a good point.
So it has to be your passion, because your passion will get you through your why. Women have a passion for shopping. It's, you're going to say 80% of it is a women thing.
Yeah, most of it.
Right. But you got men, your husband's like, my husband say, I'm going to drop you off at the mall. Call me when you're ready to come back.
That's funny.
30 minutes before. Because he's not going in the store. He was not going in the store. He was not going to do anything. He wasn't even going to shop for himself. And he would say, but this is what I want. What color do you want? That's your thing. So, because I like to shop. Mm-hmm. So it has to be something. Your business is like your shopping. It has to be the right thing for you. People get in business because I'm going to start a talk show because Kim Jacobs got to be making money. I don't know Kim's journey. I don't know the pitfalls that Kim went through. I don't know the things that slammed her upside the head. And do I have the fortification to go through that? Because what's going to happen is, because it's not my passion, I'm going to be like, Kim not really making it. The first thing you do is come up with an excuse. Kim not making no money doing that stuff because she can't do that. I couldn't do this. She can't do that. It's, because you
start pulling the other person down.
Right. Because they don't understand. Your why is your story for success. Everything is tied into your purpose.
And that's interesting you say that, because the why doesn't even have to be tied to anything monetary at all. Exactly. It can be a reason supporting why you are so driven to make sure certain things happen because of what God put inside your heart, pertaining to, it can even be people that are your why. And that's actually the case for me.
It can be. So you have to understand what's important to you. Mm-hmm. The fact that Tommy down the street is making $1 million opening up a gas station doesn't mean that I'm going to make $1 million opening up a gas station. Right. Because I'm not going to have that fortitude or that patience, because I don't understand it. First of all, I'm going to have to learn something that I don't know about. Right. When you have a passion about something, it's not, you don't feel like you're learning or you're being driven. You just feel like you're absorbing what it is that you need to get to move you forward.
That's right.
Propel you through.
Well, I think words that you're saying come from wisdom you at your age, maybe, because not everyone.
I would have told you that 30 years ago. I can tell you that.
Yeah, nobody that people that are not your age do not just spew out this level of knowledge and wisdom and understanding. So what advice would you give somebody that's just starting out on this journey and they're like, what? I just heard so many nuggets from this woman, but where is my first step? What do I start doing first to even understand my why or my passion for speaking?
You have to understand what your talents and your gifts are. What is it that you like to do? What is it that people always call you to do?
Okay.
Some people, let's take someone that's a decorator. Everybody has a party. Oh, I got to call Cheryl because Cheryl knows how to set a table.
That's right.
Call Carol. She knows how to put those balloons together. Well, we're doing it because we like it and we enjoy it, but it's really a passion, and that's a business is in there.
That's right.
So you have to understand, one of the things that I try to do is people to self-evaluate. What is it that you really, really like to do? Really like to do. My granddaughter, I love her, went to college. She wanted to be a forensic scientist. And I started laughing to myself going, this is going to be really good because this is the child that scrapes her knee and cries, not because she's hurting, but because look at the blood.
Oh, okay. So she doesn't really know.
And I'm like, forensic scientist. So you're good at biology, but someone told her that, you know, these guys, when you step out of college, you're going to already be in the six-figure realm. What does she like to do more than anything? Travel, see new places, do different things. That's what she really, really likes.
Okay.
So she changed her major the first time she had to go to a class and she saw the blood.
Mm-hmm.
So then she didn't know what she wanted to do. I was like, you got two options here. Let's think about what you really like to do. She said, I want to travel the world. I said, either you need to become an airline stewardess or you either need to become a travel agent. Figure out which one you like.
Right.
She's having the time of her life as a travel attendant. And she was so passionate about it because you kind of have to earn your stripes to get to the international travel.
Right.
She's been there less than 2 years and she's already doing international flights. But she's happy.
Way to go, granddaughter.
She's doing what she wants to do. So you have to understand that that's a strength. Your passion is a strength. It's something that you're really good at.
That's good.
I like to talk. Customer service has always been my thing in the corporate world. Not necessarily, but because I know how I want to be treated.
That's right.
And it's just a matter of learning to actively listen to what they're saying. Sometimes you just have to let people get it off their chest.
That's right.
And then the next thing you know, I was vice president of customer service for a company. Not because it was my job, but I come to realize it was something in the corporate world that I like to do. And now as I've gotten older, all of those things that I know now from experience, I try to help someone else with. You know, some people are not going to listen, but I try to teach people that everything that you do comes to your purpose in life and your destiny. And it's not the end game, it's the long game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you have to do. So I tell everybody, you have to look at this thing as your purpose-filled life.
Good.
Not only are you going to make money with it, but what impact are you going to have? How can you help someone else? How can you make this thing grow? Because when you get to that perspective in life, it just flows naturally.
It does.
And brings it to you because you're doing the work that he gave you the talent to do.
Yes, yes. Dr. Tina J. Ramsey with the CTR Media Network says hello to you. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with CTR Media Network, but I'm a part of it as well.
Okay.
Stream in over 100 countries and 350 million households.
Awesome.
It is an incredible platform. So definitely check it out. I'm actually I see somebody else said, good stuff, Kelly, behind the curtain project. And I see someone saying hello. Without your why, you can put these comments up, Mackenzie. Without your why, you will never know the direction. I see that as well. Let's see what else. Girl, my husband will outshop us all, Lady Justine.
She's got a good guy.
She said her husband will just outshop all of the women. So that's interesting. So there's not every man will just go and sit down and let you do the shopping. All right, let's see. That's hilarious. So I see all of your comments coming in. Lots of people are commenting. And thank you so much for your active participation today. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, yes. Y'all keep sharing the broadcast and let everybody get the opportunity to learn from this woman of wisdom that she's sharing tips with us today. Oh, speaking of travel with your granddaughter, let me put something up. A little birdie told me this, that you like to travel too, right?
Anytime I can catch a plane.
And I also
automobile, it doesn't matter.
And I also found out that you like the South Pacific Islands, and that's one of your bucket list items. Now, look, I probably should put this up.
Tahiti, Bali, I'm not going to have any qualms about any of those.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all in advance before I even put this picture up. This is not the Oprah Winfrey show where you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, right? But I believe 100% that God is going to bless the Kim Jacobs show with finances so abundant that God is opening up the windows of heaven and pouring out blessings that the Kim Jacobs show just does not have room enough to receive, to the point where we'll be able to. So I'm just putting it out in the atmosphere, right? We'll be able to do things like this, y'all. We're not there yet, but we're on our way. We're almost there. So I would be able to send my guests
right there
to the Fiji Islands. If you all go ahead and donate some to the Kim Jacobs show, I'll be able to see and guess where you're going today. I would love to do this.
Right there. And you can't leave. You can't go without me.
I know. I'll be like, girl, I'm meeting you over in the Fiji Islands. And I just wanted to make sure I let you see on today's broadcast that this guest donated to the Kim Jacobs show and enough where we can send it out. Anyway, I am so big on dream building. Everything that I used to put on my refrigerator when I was younger, every single item that I put up there, all of it became a reality. So I said, you know what? Let me start a dream building again, even through the Kim Jacobs show. Now, wouldn't it be wonderful, Angela, to be able to just say, girl, and today we're sending you to,
Yes,
but I'm sending you there on a mental vacation right now. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
I accept.
But I do know that that's one of your destinations.
It is. But when we talk about the why, I need people to understand why important it is. Major corporations that you work for, they all started with the why.
They all did.
That's why they have their core mission statement and they have their values that they believe in. And that's how they connect with you. And when you work with a company and they say that their values is compassion, is transparency, you feel more connected to it because you feel that you can be more yourself than working for a company that gives you nothing but a paycheck.
Right.
So you do the same thing in your personal business. Now, it's not just a paycheck to you. It's your reputation.
That's right.
That you're giving, and you connect with people. People never forget all of the good things you do, but they remember that one bad thing.
Always. Yeah.
People will come back and spend their money with someone that gives them excellent customer service, even though their product may be somewhat inferior, than going to someone that has the best product, but has that stinky attitude about it.
Unfortunately. But don't we want to represent whoever your higher being is? Don't you want to provide the best representation that you can? I'm a big believer that a lot of times people don't always necessarily pick up a book and read it per se, but if they can look at my life and somewhat feel like they're reading the Bible, then that should be a representation of what I say I believe.
Absolutely. And that's just like the old saying, may the life I live speak for me.
That's right. And another saying is, hey, and this is scripture based. I don't want to come to the setting sun and hate myself for the things that I've done. So it's for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord.
That's right.
And that's just, important to me. It's important. But anyway, I am enjoying this conversation and I'm enjoying you all in the virtual studio audience. I also know that cooking is a passion of yours, something that you enjoy doing. What are your favorite foods?
You've been talking to Dr. Nikki. I know that's got to be coming from her. That cooking.
What do you cook?
I will try to cook anything. I love
Okay.
recipes. It doesn't matter whether it's international. It doesn't matter. But that down. I grew up in North Carolina, so that down home Southern cooking is really what I do. And
Okay.
before, I used to do this little catering business on the side. So that was one of my passions that I had. I absolutely loved it. But in 2019, I had a medical mishap. So my left arm is partially paralyzed. So I can still cook. I just can't cater for a group of people anymore. But I cook at home. I cook when we have small things for the network. But that is what got me into my passion, because I kind of felt for about 3 months when you talk about your why in life,
Right.
I got to the point I was like, well, I'm gonna have to quit my job. I was out on disability. I was like, I'm gonna have to quit my job.
Mm.
I'm gonna live on a fixed income. You're gonna have to stop doing this. Now, I did that pity party thing for about 3, maybe 4 months.
Mm.
The VP from my company called me and said, I called to check on you to see how you're doing. I want to know when you're coming back to work. And I said, well, I'm not so sure that I'm going to be able to come back to work. And I was like, I got my arm, so I'm not going to be able to type my reports. And she was like, and the problem is what again? This is exactly how she said it.
Dictate your reports.
And she was like, and the problem is what again? She said, you got 2 weeks to think about this. I thought about it and I started laughing. I was like, she's right. She said, I called her back. She said, you got your list ready? I said, my list. She said, I need everything you need to work at home.
Oh, wonderful. So
Yes.
she accommodated you.
There's special software that I talk to type.
Oh,
I got carried away. I was like, I don't really just want an office chair. Can I have a gaming chair because it's more comfortable?
oh gosh. Okay. Okay. Some people.
5-inch monitor. And it was funny because they sent it. And she said, there's nothing wrong with your mouth. She said, your mouth is what makes you work. Yeah, you have to give a report once a week. She said, but you can hear, right? She said, your hearing is not affected. I was like, no. She said, we're talking, so obviously your mouth is not affected. And that was what, and I always say, God sent her to say that to me to change my whole outlook.
That is inspiring what you're saying too, because basically you're saying that you can be making an excuse and giving a way out that you're not even having to get pushed out of a situation. You're pushing yourself out.
Exactly.
So here they wanted to keep you.
Oh yeah, and I'm still there, and everything is going great. We're having a great time. And the first, Dr. Nikki has the Herpreneur Network, and we have an amazing event in Destin, Florida called the Strong Her Retreat. And we stood up to tell what we did. And this was a year after I had this accident. And then I said, and my next venture is going to be uncapped by my handicap. And she looked at me and I looked at her because I had no clue where I come from. And all I said was, that must be God.
Yes, that's awesome.
So that is coming because he's already told me that I got to do this before the end of this year. It's going to be my next venture is going to be uncapped by my handicap. And it's just going to be a nonprofit organization to help people realize life doesn't stop because there's a physical handicap or a mental handicap. But I started to think about it. People get stopped because of everything turns you into a handicap.
Mm-hmm.
You lose your job. You're financially handicapped. You think the world is over. You relocate to another place. You don't know anybody. I don't have any friends. You feel like life is over.
Wow.
And it's about pushing through. So I had to get the business together and I had to do the speaker house, but my next concentration is going to be uncapped by my handicap.
That is so inspiring. And I it couldn't be said any more beautiful. I don't know if that's right grammatically, any more beautifully spoken or something like that. It's just wonderful and very inspiring.
Thank
and
you.
Anybody that is dealing with a handicap, like she said, regardless of what type of handicap it is, just be encouraged in knowing that you can get uncapped by your handicap.
You can move through. You can move through.
My mom said, hey, trust me, Kim will not leave you. Angela, get ready to travel and travel some more. Yes, you guys, let's make some things happen through this broadcast. I love to sing, Justine Hillier said. And Jackie Spencer says, hey, I need a caterer for my wedding renewal. and need some samples, sisters. Okay. Well, definitely, you believe it or not, there are a lot of people you can connect with through the Kim Jacobs Show. So that might just happen.
I see. It's been a blessing.
You never know. It always can pop off. But just connecting with some people right here through this broadcast. And speaking of just, just when you go through different hard times and stuff, I know I don't talk about my backstory a whole lot right now, some of the things that I've recently have gone through, but it's put me to ground zero in some regards. And probably some of the most difficult times of my life has happened. And I'm like, God, what I don't want to have happen is that anybody lose hope in Jesus Christ. And I want people to be encouraged on their journeys and not look at things that I may have experienced in my life recently as a discouragement. So the things that I do say is, keep in mind that everything that is happening in a person's life, we all go through different seasons.
Yes.
We go through different storms, trials, tribulations, and you just help love on people as best we can, because we don't know what people are always going through. And I'm speaking personally right now, as from Kim's perspective of what I've been going through that's brought me to this point. But I feel like this is a pothole, and guess what I'm getting ready to do? Press the gas.
That's right. That's right.
Speed ahead, baby.
Because one of the things that we miss is that sometimes God puts us in the waiting room of our blessings.
Yes.
And we get in there because that's when we're going through that storm, and we lose focus because we're listening to the wrong shoulder, I like to say.
Right.
We're not listening to this shoulder. This shoulder is telling you trust, faith, be patient, pray. This one is telling you that's not going to work out. This is telling you, I don't know what you're praying for, girl. You better worry about how you're going to fix that. You don't have to worry. I tell everybody, if you're going to worry about it, don't pray about it.
That's
but if
right.
you're going to pray about it, don't worry about it. And I know that's a hard thing to do, but you have to do one or the other.
Right. But when people are, and again, I because of the circumstances I've experienced in my own life recently, I realize how people get treated when they're going through very difficult times in life. And again, I'm only speaking from personal experience. This is not about no Kim Jacobs show. This is about Kim.
Right.
So I've witnessed seeing how people that are in interesting circumstances that they didn't intend on being there. It wasn't that they even could ever foresee themselves being there, but they're there. Right. And so I'm not speaking in third person. I've been there myself. And to witness how people get treated because of a circumstance, it's like unbelievable. So it does discourage the person, and it does make a person feel like, how dare you? You don't even know why I'm in this situation.
Right. And it's always a bad thing. Sometimes people think they're doing the right thing. It's like my family. Where are you going? Downstairs to fix up. Let me do it. I can crack the eggs for you. I can cut. And I look at them, I go, okay. So I let them do it for a while. I get in the car to drive. Oh, I'll take you wherever you want to go. So one day, I just went downstairs and I cooked the whole meal, called my sons and told them, come over for dinner. They was like, who helped you? Nobody. Mom, I came up with my own system of how to move a pan with 1.5 hands, as I like to say. And I've got a little table that I can roll that takes it to the oven that I can slide it in. I just came up with a whole system of how I could do it. And they were making me feel helpless. And I know they were doing it with love, but it wasn't helping me.
That's good. That's what I believe. Help people the way they need to be helped.
It was taking me, and it was putting me to a different place mentally. And Dr. Nikki's going to be mad with me because I'm going to tell this story.
She's on here too, by the way.
She is.
So, Dr. Zakia is on. Hey, Dr. Zakia, and Dr. Nikki Ziegler is on.
So when I tell this story, I go to Alabama. She would always make sure that she found a way for me to go when she was coming through Atlanta to pick me up, to take me up and bring me back. So one Saturday, I told her I was coming to Alabama. So I think I kind of sort of told a little untruth, because I think I told her my son was driving me. So she said to me,
oh, that ain't no little untruth.
So she called me and she said, where are you at? I said, I was somewhere close to Alabama. And she says, who's with you? So I said, oh, it's 3 of us. It's me, myself, and I.
Oh.
And I kept driving. And she said, I can't believe you. So, I got fussed at. Then she was calling me every 10 minutes. I was like, don't call me anymore.
She said, okay. She said, you know what? She lied. She lied.
I did.
She said she lied. Period. They put the period with the exclamation point. Period.
She did, and she spelled it with the T. And I did. But I just had to I had gotten to the point that I was like, it's time for me to be fully as independent as I can be. Mm-hmm. I know what my limitations are. I know how to ask for help. But it's made me become more of a person I was now than I was before. So, and I thank her for that, because she was worried to death.
Wow.
Now she doesn't pay. Now she's much more comfortable with it. But
she's comfortable now. But it's when you first had the incident.
If I had told her that, she'd have been halfway here before I left my house to get me.
Wow.
So I didn't tell her.
But like you said, that's because they were just pouring love on you to the best. It was
all about love, and I understood that it was love. But I also knew that in order for me to push through that pothole, I had to do it myself.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we're talking with Angela House today, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And we're bringing balance to this world, because guess what? You're going to be using more of your gifts and your talents, all because you connected with her today as a certified master coach. How do they stay connected with you, Angela?
Well, you can stay with me at my website is createdtowincoaching.com. The Speaker House Incubator is going to be coming up shortly. We just got that LLC up and running for the Speaker's House. That's going to become a full-fledged business and not just a part of the Created to Win. And then Uncapped by My Handicap is going to be out by the third quarter.
I am so excited about that. Now, I do also have a picture I found I think I found this on your social media page. So I just want to pop this up. It was your cover shot. So who are these?
Oh, okay. Those are my 3 sons. You can see the 2 on the ends are twins. The one in the middle was my oldest son. And that's going to be part of Uncapped by My Handicap, because he passed away in August. Undiagnosed high blood pressure, and he had a major stroke. So that is part of why it's become more important to me now, not just about the handicap, but about the things that we can do to prevent it. I mean, he was 48 years old. Everybody saw him out in the park with his young son earlier that day, and the next day he had a major stroke on a Sunday.
And it was undetected.
It was undetected. So I got the call. He was in the hospital. The doctor called me the next day and he said, I need you to get here now. Literally now. So we hopped on the plane, me and the other 2 boys, because the other 2 live in Georgia. So we hopped on the plane, went there, and he was brain dead. So it was probably the hardest decision, because I've got these 2 other grown men that are like babies now, saying, well, we can't pull the plug. And, I had to turn around and tell them, I said, look, we looked at this x-ray. We watched them do the test that they do to verify if you have any type of reflexes. We watched them take him off the ventilator to see if his heart would keep pumping without it. And I told him, I said, we're going to have to make this decision, because we're talking about your brother. And he explained to me how you're going to explain to him that he's laying in the bed and he's never going to get any better. Do you think he wants to live that way? And they all just kind of looked at me and said, no, I was right. Right. So I made a decision to pull the plug. Everybody wasn't happy with that decision, but I had to do what was best for him. It wasn't about what was best for me. It was about what was best for him, knowing the type of man he was. And it was tough. But it's just something else that ties into my why and my purpose.
Yes. So that's why you're so passionate about being able to.
Yep. And those other 2 boys are my godsons who think that I am their mother. And the little one that looked like the little one, that's the airline stewardess that's living her best life.
Look at her living her dreams, and you have so much to be thankful for.
I do. I am so blessed.
And I did see this picture as well, and I'm assuming it's somebody very special. So I didn't want to ask you because I wanted to put it up here just in honor and in loving memory of this person. And you're welcome to say something about.
That was my Uncle Mel. My Uncle Mel lived a great life. He was 96 years old. And he
Is that him?
That's him. And he passed away. We just had his funeral this past weekend.
Yeah, so I saw that and I just wanted to dedicate this show today
Thank you.
in loving memory of your Uncle Melvin and in loving memory of your son
Thank
that transitioned from this earth. They are both celebrating you and just cheering you on from
you.
heaven.
Thank you.
And they are going to be in your cloud of witnesses forever through eternity.
Yes.
And they got to be like, yay! Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So listen, when we come back, we're going to do one closing comment from you. We're literally getting ready to end the show. We're going to see a quick clip from our last episode sponsor of today, which is CTR Media Network. Take a look. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Take a look at this. And did I already do confidence tones? I forget. I don't know if I did confidence tones. Mackenzie, help me for a second. Did I do confidence tones? Commercial? No, I did not. I have to do confidence tones right quick because that is our episode sponsor for today and CTR Media Network right after that. So I'll do it, Mackenzie. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Confidence Tones, where we use a proprietary audio development formula called audio immersion to provide an experience that's designed to help quickly and effortlessly generate positive change in the subconscious mind when used correctly. This experience is achieved using 4 primary building blocks: brainwave modulation, invocation of positive emotions, immersive imagination stimuli, and developmental suggestion. We know of no other source in the world that provides the synergistic combination. With a good pair of headphones, you'll be able to immerse yourself into audio that's designed specifically to help you feel better, do better, and live better.
Okay, anyway, make sure you know that for more information on confidence tones, you can reach out to 1-800-820-0854 with drjod.com. She is our Freestyle Friday expert and America's top health coach. So let them know that the Kim Jacobs show sent you. And this program is supposed to be extremely helpful. I'm actually going to get it myself too, and will help you with just being able to have some positive things happening in your journey called life. So 800-820-0854, drjod.com. And again, our episode is also sponsored by CTR Media Network. And that I have to let you see that for a second, just so you know more about this beautiful platform that's founded by Dr. Tina Ramsey, and let her know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you. And then I want your closing comment.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Comment from you, Angela House. What a wonderful episode this was, learning from you today.
Thank you so much. It has been my profound pleasure to be on this show. I had a great time with you. I'm looking forward to another time with you.
I'm back anytime.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. I hope that people actually got value from today. As you know, they can connect with me at createdtowincoaching.com. I do offer a free 15-minute consultation. All they have to do is fill out that contact me, and I'll get that email so that we can move forward with what they like to do, or at least help them with understanding what their why is.
That's good. Lots of comments. I'm trying to flood them in, but people are like, "Hey, I see you." They talking to each other in the studio audience. They're like, "Girl, meet me out in the lobby after we get done." Dr. Nikki and Dr. Tina gonna meet outside in the parking lot as soon as the show is over. Dr. Joe Harris says she loves your coaching and thank you for your prayers. People are saying, "I'm here supporting you, Catherine."
Oh, thank you. Those are my ambassador sisters right there.
All of her ambassadors are here. Make sure
yes,
you
they're in here strong. I got to give it up to the Herpreneur Network. And if
Oh.
you look it up on Facebook, the Herpreneur Network, you need to join this group of fantastic
Herpreneur
women.
Network. They are a tribe of women that are
Yes.
supporting each other under the direction of Dr. Nikki Ziegler, and
Yes.
she is a force to be reckoned with. The Herpreneur Network. Make sure you check it out on Facebook. Ask about how you can become a part of it, and you're going to be a part of something very special. Dr. Zakia, and she is a wonderful woman of God, and she talks about how inclusion is important, disability
Yes.
pride. You are amazing, Angela.
Oh,
Candace,
thank
I
you.
don't want to miss anybody. Beautiful master coach, Angela, is what she said. Okay, Tiara, I tried to get y'all in here.
Yeah.
Y'all just
that's my
replay it
tribe
over there
right
on
there.
the
Those are my
Herpreneur
sisters in my
Network.
tribe. I love them to death.
Well, I love you guys too. I'm so happy that you all stopped by the Kim Jacobs Show. And let's get this woman to the Fiji Islands, y'all. If y'all
All
want to
right,
know
that's right. Let's work on that.
with something that she wants to do, she wants to go to the Fiji Islands. And even though I put it here as a mental vacation, continue to try to help make each other's dreams become a reality.
Absolutely. Thank you
Doc.
again.
Thank you, Angela. Thank
It's been
you
a
for being
pleasure.
here.
It's been a pleasure.
All right, everybody. We're going to see you again tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. We'll be right back tomorrow and tune back in. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.